So I haven't given a health update on myself in the last 9 weeks after the surgery that I had, and I showed a video, one of those where I had a boot on. No, I had the cast on. And then I don't think I've mentioned anything since then. And quite honestly, this video isn't my health update to you, but what it is I had a scary setback last week, and what I want to do is talk about how do we deal with those things in our lives and the importance of paying attention to the forces around us that are telling us things, both in our heads, in our hearts, our bodies, but then also outside of us, our family, our friends, just situations as they occur. So for those of you who, well, you might remember, those of you who don't know, I had a foot surgery back in late April. They fused a couple bones together, and then I had a tendon that had snapped on the outside of the ankle bone going down around the bottom of the foot. And so the doctor had to go in, find that, pull that down, and then attach a cadaver tendon actually to it, to create an actual tendon. It was about a 5-hour surgery. He was expecting to be 2 to 3, but then when that tendon thing happened, that's what took so long. So I've been recovering and recuperating and living life all this time. Took a trip to Georgia 2 weeks ago for my nephew's wedding. Had things. You got to live life, and we flew home. So let's see, today's Tuesday. We flew home a week ago today. And the next day, 2 days later, Thursday, I went to physical therapy. So this would have been about 5 days ago from when you're seeing us, 6 days ago. 6 days ago. And I went to physical therapy, and both my doctor and my physical therapist had told me, if you're feeling any kind of pain in your leg, and it's consistent and stays there, and especially if you start to see any dark kind of blood vessels, kind of darkness in there, you might have a blood clot, and we want to not have blood clots. They can be very dangerous. They can kill you if they travel their way up to your heart. And so I was feeling kind of, after that flight that night, I'm sleeping in the middle of the night, I'm just feeling a little sore in my inner thigh, and this was a foot surgery, but the whole extremity is certainly the concern. It was just kind of sore, and then the next day I was kind of sore, and I knew I was going to physical therapy the following day, and so I knew I'd ask my physical therapist, Chad. He's a good friend of mine, and so I get there, and he starts dealing with the foot and talking about things, and then I let him know about this situation. And he had started, in fact, then he started to massage a little bit in there. And the more I talked, he stopped. And he said, we're not going to do this. We're going to go ahead, and I want to get you right away over to get you into the ER. So we contacted my surgeon. We contacted my regular doctor. Anyway, long story short, as a lot of people say, although this is not a short story, I had to do the ER a couple hours later, and they did an ultrasound, and they found 3 clots in my leg. That's one of the scariest things that I've ever been told after what I'd heard about blood clots. And so they found one lower thigh down toward the knee, one behind the knee, and one in the calf. And so they immediately put me on a blood thinner. It was a scary afternoon and evening in a lot of ways. So laying low, the next day I go to work. I work at a fitness center here in town. I'm just do whatever they need. I'm not, I didn't work out or anything. But they had also said, if you ever feel chest pain or, any shortness of breath, you should immediately go to the ER. And the ER people, the doctors the day before had also, reiterated that. And I was feeling just something in I always say my heart, but certainly in my chest. It wasn't pain, but it was just something weird. Mentioned it to my friend Chad, my physical therapist, his wife was in the fitness center doing a cycling class, and I mentioned it to her, and she said, "You need to do something. You need to get that taken care of. You need to go to the hospital, whatever." And so I called the hospital, or I called my wife, or texted her, let her know I was going to head over there. I only had a short time left in my shift. She picked me up. Actually, we went there, went through a variety of tests, EKGs, blood work, CAT scan. Turned out I have a couple of small clots in these small blood vessels in my lungs. Another scary thing to hear. And fortunately, I was already on the Eliquis, the blood thinner. Fortunately, that's exactly what they would have done anyway. So it's been a scary 6 days, 7 days. You know, I keep going back in my mind to that Tim McGraw song. I don't know the name of it, but about a friend, saying he got that diagnosis. When you get that news, probably like cancer, that type of thing. This is not cancer, thank God. Okay, I mean, this is something different, but still quite scary. And I realized you got to listen to, now here, literally, I had to listen to my heart, right? You got to listen to the signs that are in front of you. I listened to Chad that day, and quite honestly, I just had physical therapy right before recording this for the next time. I said to him, I'm giving you a hug, man, because you might have saved my life. And he didn't want to be that, take all that credit, but yeah, he might have saved my life. My doctor who did the surgery had said the same thing. All these people stepped up and helped me realize the seriousness of what I'm going through and what I need to do to take care of it and take care of it well. Nobody said I did anything wrong in my treatment. Maybe the flight, I'm on a 4.5, 5 hour flight. It was a nonstop flight. So that could have been it. Who knows? But that's scary stuff. And so I listened to this telling me, I listened to the pain in my leg to tell it to Chad. I listened to him to go to the hospital. I then listened to the doctors to say, go check this out. And I've continued to listen to them. Am I a perfect patient? No. The doctor told me lay low this weekend. It was 4th of July this weekend. I did a few things out in the yard. I didn't, the night before when I'd had the first issue, I weed whacked and I shouldn't have. But I'm not a great patient sometimes. And yet these people are teaching me, and this is teaching me. You need to listen to the people around you who know what they're talking about. And you need to listen to your own conscience and your own heart when it knows what it's talking about. And we sometimes don't. Who am I talking to today? I'm talking to coaches. All right. I don't know how many of you are guys, but those of us who are guys, this is a guy thing. And this is an athlete coach thing. So you females, you're in the same boat, males or females, doesn't matter. So often we in the athletic world, I'll plow through. I'll just do what I want. I'll do what I know get me through this thing. I'll just work harder. I'll just grind more. We hear that all the time. You got to grind. I get the concept of grinding, but I think sometimes we overblow the idea on grinding and what's a good idea for grinding and how far we should go. That'll be another video sometime. All I know is we in this athletic world, male, female, doesn't matter. Okay. We are so often, people who just are going to push through and, suck it up. How many times have you heard that? You fall on the court, the field, you get hurt, suck it up, rub a little dirt on it. Okay, that gets you through. That helps with perseverance and mental toughness. I get that. But when I speak at schools, I tell kids all the time, and my message here to you is you coaches, you need to think of this and you need to pass this on to your kids. Yes, there are things that you need to be able to fight through. A little owie here, a little thing here or there. But you also have to have the presence of mind to figure out, okay, what's one of those things that I need to suck it up and fight through? And what's the thing where I go, stop. Call in the experts, get help, and do what you need to do. And right now I'm talking about a physical thing, right? I'm not even talking about mental health, because that's just as important that we do those same things. Again, oh, I don't need therapy. Therapy is a taboo word in our world. Come on now. It is so refreshing to see the number of athletes speaking out on mental health and therapy and the things that we need, because those of us in this world so often don't, and we need to. So I'm a little over 10 minutes here. Normally I don't go this long, but we need to follow the signs, and we need to listen to those that are telling us the important messages in our lives, okay? Sometimes they're coming from here, sometimes they're coming from here, and a lot of times they're coming from somewhere out there. We need to have our antenna up and be thinking and listening, and then we need to act. We need to follow it. I hope I've got a lot of years left, but this thing scared the crap out of me and made me realize it could go like that. And we all have to understand it could be taken away from us at any given time if we aren't careful. We need to make sure we make the most of every minute we have by taking care of ourselves in the best way that we possibly can. So, didn't mean to be a bummer or a downer today. I think it's actually a positive message. Listen to your heart, listen to your mind, and listen to those around you. There's good messages out there that will save your life and make your life better. Take this for yourself and pass this on to your kids as well. I'll talk to you again next time.